Oops. Oh, hold on. Okay, we're back. Hello, everybody. Today we were playing. Also, it took me like an hour to figure out what game I wanted to play, by the way. And I saw this and I'm like, oh fuck, that's right. Call of Cthulhu. It's on my list. So, I'm actually just not going to worry about any of this. I think it's probably in a good state, so let's go. Empty slot. Pierce Investigations Agency, Boston. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Enter madness. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who is in callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Where am I? Two Orphan of Cost boss fight from Bloodborne. Not ready. What's that motion blur? Is that motion blur or is that a lack of motion blur actually? I don't know. Aw, what? Kind of makes noises when I run into it, but I kind of was hoping it would be interactive. Ew. No. Keyboard. Is there anything on C? Not control anymore, motherfucker. We're a C kind of household. It's weird that when I walk it comes with, but when I look around it doesn't. You know what I mean? You must light up some items in order to interact with them. Oh, I see. Hurricane lamp. Not like running it quicker. Oh yeah, look at that. Bolt cutters. It's down here though. Is that dynamite or what am I looking at? Well, that seems dangerous. Not for me, thank you. I'm just a huge Lovecraft fan, you know. Love all of his works. I mean, I don't know much about the guy personally, but I'm sure he was a pretty good guy and, you know, seems like a lovely lad. You know, I'm sure he didn't have anything horrible or racist in his past. Because, you know, just look at his stories. I say that. I don't think I've ever read a single Lovecraft book. Maybe I should. Maybe we should become educated and read, huh?
In my wake, hold along. Fate inescapably draws you on.
Sounds right.
What a putrid offering.
Well, fucking getting an orca, I feel like, is pretty intense as an offering. So if you don't like that, I don't think we can do much better here, guy. I think it's about time we cut our losses and part ways.
Don't fight. You have been chosen. Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Hey, you okay in there? It's not normal for you. My private detective agency contracted like a disease. Contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston, where there's no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed. I should probably get rid of these empty bottles, but this place is mine. For the moment.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creatures calling me? Oh, interesting. Investigation represents your investigating talents. Improving the skill increases your chance of understanding past events by analyzing crime scene or objective and pick of locks. So we're at 3 of 5? Okay. Interesting. Sanity. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War where he took part in the I don't know how to pronounce this, so apologies. Meuse Argonne defense. He is one of the few survivors of the lost battalion American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position several days surrounded by the bodies of the fallen comrades without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Currently stable, which is good. Confident in your abilities and your Cartesian mind, you conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts. Your convictions and your perception of reality. Your conclusions are logical and reliable. I have any information about this. Lost Battalion. My old lighter that engraved the memory of the 77th Infantry Division, the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. Cool.
I should get rid of all this stuff. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Hmm. Interesting. Seems good to me.
With this information, Mr. Pierce, our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, do you still...
Fucking bitch.
I'm coming.
I didn't get a chance to investigate my whole room.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem.
I think this game has
And
more
I
blind
must
names,
say
too.
that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband,
A lot of fires.
and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture.
Do I have the skill for this?
All you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Interesting. A strange picture painted by Sarah Hawkins a short while before her tragic death was sent to her father just after the artist died. He is convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to reopen the Sarah Hawkins case, named after his daughter, who died in a fire alongside her entire family. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case. Okay. No. I want to take a look at Pierce again. Interesting. I actually feel like I really got to pay attention to what's happening here. Okay. Examine the painting, examine the Hawkins files. Yes, I would like to examine that.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it's unreadable, but I can make out the part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decides on a domestic accident, but they, nevertheless, insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe
Okay,
there's
well,
more to this case than just...
I'm on your side. That's what I'm saying. Ooh, unlocked answer.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her
Oh,
husband.
Boston.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
The sender's label mentions...
Oh, did I not already do
House
this?
36.
That's right.
And you
That
think...
go.
Oh, that's weird. They're all highlighted out except that, so.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case.
Money? All right, got it.
I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce.
Yep.
I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
Yeah, I'll take a look in a second.
I wonder why I still take these things.
I prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while their effect has been wearing off.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
The Learning of Medicine, Volume 1. A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. This first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world, details the symptoms and suitable treatments. Interesting. So that gave me some fucking this. Cool. Alright, so items help.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed. Ah, a gay. How strange.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Looks like a big monster. Looks like a fish. Do you see that? It looks like a fish. Rock painting. Oh, that's why, because it's a fish. Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of the... Jesus Christ. Don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coasts of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to dark water. Natural sciences,
Oh, yeah,
linguistics, archaeology.
I think it's best we lay off the booze, but I think that's everything I can find in here. Oh, wait, hold on.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. Also, there's people that don't like me. Interesting. Okay, yep, okay, we're out. Except the Sarah Hawkins case. Chapter 2, Darkwater Port. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address. A warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be a starting point for Pierce's investigation. Oh, yes, I see. I'm entering madness again. Oh, I'm okay. Well, I found a boat already. Focus Home Interactive presents. A game by Cyanide Studio.
We're almost there.
Call Cthulhu. A Cthulhu.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload.
Don't mind me just taking screenshots for potential thumbnails later.
Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So,
I think that's gonna be the
what
one.
brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay, I got one child point or something else to be spent. Oh, interesting. Let's work on that. Oh, yeah. Age, 63. Occupation, businessman. A wealthy businessman well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came out to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He's ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. Charles Hawkins. Deceased. Shipowner. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater. The heir of a shipowner family, he used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived a very secretive life. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, I paint what my dreams whisper to me. Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnists. A wealthy Boston heiress, known for her party going, chooses to follow her new husband, live as a recluse in the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continued to seek the truth. Simon Hawkins, only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins. He died in the fire that claimed his whole family. Okay, got pierced in my place. Okay, Island of Darkwater. It would seem that the world has forgotten the very existence of this isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs and with only one outlet to the sea. It is mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up supply posts here in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on this island that's still profitable are its medical institutes. And Darkwater Port. At the entrance of the port Darkwater, one still passes in front of the shell of the Scylla, the last whaling ship, or Celia, or whatever, the last whaling ship to have brought back a catch. Sailors wandered the docks looking for some small job for the day. A gang of bootleggers had set itself up here, or set itself up there, and is gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and mainland. Here, the golden age of whaling haunting is but a distant memory. And occult. Art of Sarah Hawkins. Intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced imposters for others, Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and preserved painter offers strange images and with violent colors and wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal open to other dimensions. Extracted from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. Okay, we're already on 2. Painting depicts monstrous silhouette threatening a woman and child. Flames could be made out in the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Hawkins, thinks it's linked to the death of her daughter. Okay, here we go. Okay, go to the bar and talk to Branley. Let's take a look around. I guess lanterns just do that here. Just leak out a mysterious green ominous gas. Ooh, we got an altercation going down, but I'll deal with that later, I suppose. Just spit on the floor.
Hey, be careful.
Yeah, let's immediately start fucking harassing these guys. I definitely think that's gonna help our investigation quite a bit. Who's this fucking sultry maiden?
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then.
Fucking calm it down.
Reserve the right to answer or not.
Okay.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof. Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, The most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Shantae, 21st May 1847. Miraculous catch. The Celia, or Scalia, or however you pronounce that, returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. Who had given up hope, the crew of the Celia, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board, of a size that went beyond that of the formidable toothed whale. The cetacean that is already being called the miraculous catch covered the whole dock, and part of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. Definitely not a Lovecraftian creature that they accidentally consumed. There's no doubt that the immense size of the whale. This whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Dr. Marks is putting up his warehouse for rent from June for fishing, workshop, or storage activities. You can contact him via your favorite newspaper or visit him on the docks. Special evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of the brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or your friends. Taste a miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so do not hesitate.
What did he say? He laughed. My God.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
So this game does have multiple endings. I looked it up. Try not to spoil too much for me, but there's 4 different endings apparently. So we'll see how we
What
do.
you looking at, stranger?
I'm just passing by. Sorry.
Let me drink, stranger.
I do want to talk to you, though.
I told you to beat it. I told you to beat it.
I fucked up my chance. God damn it. Okay. Okay. When's the game gonna save? What time is it? This will be a shorter stream. I might start doing shorter streams because I'm going through my games too fast, to be honest, so.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness.
Door's locked. Alright. Interesting. What's happening here?
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
You hear that? You bilge rats don't scare me.
There's nothing for you here either.
Just now.
Beat
I
it.
said you were a bilge rat. And even a pox.
There's nothing for you here either.
You think we don't
Beat
know what
it.
you're doing? Hidden in the fog?
I'll shut up your big mouth once and for all.
Optimistic.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't. Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Cops.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand.
Oh, I failed that.
It's a sign.
Interesting. Okay, so I didn't have enough medical knowledge to pass that check, apparently. Where could I potentially learn more medical? That's kind of interesting, actually. Kind of like... Because it said medical, you can't just put points into it. You gotta actually learn it. I guess we can head back and... I feel like I fucked up quite a few things here, but that's okay. Let's take a look around.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just keep your payment to the carrier.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Ah, the shitter. Where you shit. I thought I was gonna take a fucking dump, and I'm like, oh, I did it!
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. The Scylla.
The Scylla.
Stuff
Fuck.
beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Scylla. The second volume teaches ethics and good practice. Medical stuff. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, we're almost there, but not quite. Oh, here we go. Roy Mitchell. Owner of the Stranded Whale Bar. Roy Mitchell runs the only bar in Darkwater. Prohibition has no hold on the stranded whale, and sailors come to seek their comfort in Mitchell's whiskey. The man therefore knows, more than anyone, the secrets and rumors the inhabitants of the island exchange after a few glasses. Mitchell is devoted to the golden age of whale hunting, the numerous trophies that decorate his establishment are anything to go by. The man will talk freely on this subject, on which he is so keen, but he will far less enthusiastic if one wants to inquire about his source of liquor. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of back off, buddy. A bar where liquor is served with total impunity. It's the last thing I expect to find when I arrived on this island. The Stranded Whale is its name, and it's managed with an iron hand by the owner, a certain Mitchell. He does not tolerate troublemakers, and he fiercely protects the identity of his supplier. All the inhabitants of the area seem to go there, and I even saw what looks to be a truce between bootleggers and the sailors. The miraculous catch is what the locals call the last catch of the whalers. In 1847, although whales were disappearing from the fishing zone of the Darkwater whalers, the crew of the Celia made a gigantic and monstrous catch that saved the island from famine. They still celebrate this catch, and an article from the Times still decorates the bar. Strange how the memory seems so alive, as if it was maintained by survivors. Oh, interesting. It's an interesting note, like it was still by survivors. Like, and they were like, we were there! Give them some long life.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Interesting.
What a macabre souvenir.
Why'd you say it that way? Macabre. It's macabre, isn't it? Or is it not macabre and I'm the idiot? It's possible that either one of those could truly be true if you truly think about the trueness of the truth. Is that everything? That seems like everything.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Okay. Thank you.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. but that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still eligible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the documents blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Oh, I'm like, where'd he go? Oh, he's right there. You just shouldn't see him walk out. Interesting. Have I done? Just take a look around again. See if anything's changed.
What can I get you?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
I think we'll get along well. I didn't expect to find alcohol
Oh my
on this
gosh.
island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
I wish I didn't drink. Going back. I'm gonna dedicate to that decision. No drinking! Hopefully I don't... It's not too far back. This might be a huge pain in the ass. I might have just made a huge mistake, to be honest. I hope that didn't... I think I fucked that up really bad. Why did I not dedicate? Fuck me, dude! Did I drink? Did I actually have a drink? Oh, fucking... Oh, no, I didn't. So it still says talk to Bradley. Okay, so did I gather this stuff?
You like a... that?
Okay, that's fine.
It's a local...
Without
what? I bid you
good night.
Okay, no drinking, no drinking, no drinking.
the miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
We will try this one again, though.
What you looking at, stranger?
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
It was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
You hear that? You bilge rats don't...
I'm not gonna do that reload save thing again.
For you here either.
I said you
Beat
were a
it.
bilge rat. And even
I knew I should have done that.
a pox limpet.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. The same goes for...
They seem...
If
I'm looking...
Don't
Why?
You can't... Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters.
The blood is just beginning to... Only a...
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. This man and Fitzroy could be twins. What a macabre souvenir.
I'm upset with myself for saves coming. I'm upset with myself for not dedicating to my decision. But now I am. No more drinking, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing. Not from this island. What the fuck? Why would I drink?
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rostrum.
No nothing. Okay, I'm gonna dedicate. I'm gonna fucking... We're not gonna do that again. We're not gonna fucking do that again.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Okay, I think I got everything this time. If I miss something, that's my
Brought out
penance.
Charles Hawkins' cargo manifests on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
He got his answer. Do I believe in it or not? Called it mythology, so clearly I don't. Ends the conversation.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Interesting.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
I earned a character point. He mentioned the peg leg was around here. Let's go. Oh, that's what that fucking was up is here. Oh.
What a macabre souvenir.
Didn't even click with me. That is what that was. I slur my words a lot. I'm trying to do better with that. I'm trying to be more concise in my speaking.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. Cops, they can't understand. Damn stupid.
Let's do some more investigating.
Damnation. I broke it. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Interesting. And the game saved, by the way, so I fucked up, and now I'm living with it. See? Sir Brendan the Navigator. I can't... Oh, I was gonna say... Oh, here we go.
St. Brendan. Patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. Looks like Phoenician. Or a very primitive runic script. I've never seen anything like it.
James Fitzroy. The captain of the ship. I can't... Hello! Welcome!
The only boat that's still sailing between Darkwater and Boston. I'm shutting like a motherfucker.
His base is at the Harbor Master's office, from where he misses nothing that happens on the island. It happens that the Darkwood respect him. The bootleggers despise him. He offered help. My investigation. We have that. Does the patron saint of whales and whalers still protect the sailors of Darkwater? Visibly, there were gods before Saint Brendan, and their worshippers do not seem to be of this opinion. The locals still worship the old saint, but a mark was made on the statue by another cult. Okay, we've already gone through all that. Got my inventory, but we got more knowledge. Should be good to go. So lockpicking was the investigative skill. So let's take a look. It was actually wasn't any of these. And picking locks. Okay, so okay. So I should have held off on that. But, you know. We let bygones be bygones. A lot of boats kind of stuck out there, interestingly enough. Almost like I was mumbling about someone watching the reader, which to me feels like someone's watching me, is what he's alluding to.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Darkwater?
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
See you later, alligator.
You could tell me. No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Interesting. The warehouse appears to be unguarded.
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff? Forget it.
I meant 3 fucking things. How much do you, you know?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Whenever the game saves again is when I'm going to end off. Just, I don't know how long it's going to be because the saves seem to be few and far between. But, just so everybody's aware, that is what will happen. And that is my plan.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
I told you to beat it.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told him, that flunky, that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
Hey, you're not sailors! You're not sailors! You're not sailors! So he said that was goofy. I felt like, you know, let's double down on that.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can talk with the... Oh, this guy's outside. No, he's got nothing to say. He said talk with the captain, so I'm wondering if I have more dialogue now with the captain.
You're back again.
That I am.
What can I do for you?
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
Interesting. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how much backtracking and re-talking to people I'll need to do in this game to get, like, you know, where I want to get, but we're going to try our best to do as much as we can the first time round. It'll probably be the only time around. Find hidden items. The spot hidden skill allows you to detect items once you're in close range. Detection will appear. A lever.
A handle. It must come from these old winches. This ratchet device seems to be usable. A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Yeah, I kind of... Oops. Hold on. Am I still missing something? I must still be missing something. So my question is, does this... Hold on. Was this like not... Oh, this was not like a great thing? Undiscovered object. Whoa.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
Why did I use my lighter all of a sudden? Oh, I must have accidentally tapped middle mouse button. Interesting. Okay. Good to know.
Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
All right. That means with that game saved, next time we'll continue on down the hatch. So far, the mystery is starting to unfold. Yes. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.